so don't be a dropout. Do your bad grades, rolling on the high grade, and I'm thinking it's a mistake, calling me a disgrace. Wakani lockdown, future Wakani crop out. Teacher, don't teach me nonsense. Remember how you call me useless. Don't you know my gift is priceless, and my legacy been timeless. And I'll never work in a 9 to 5. I wanna be a rude boy for life. I know that you made a sacrifice. You know I'm willing to pay the price. I don't wanna be the A student, working for the B students. For company as C students, in the land of the D students. Oh mama, now my E students. Uku inje wana desa na my bands. Oh, you know the end justifies to me. You better take your time, but don't waste it. I think I'm losing motivation. I'm sick and tired of all this fake shit. I need to find a revelation. It takes a nation to raise a man, but it takes a woman to bless the nation. The music is the best education. I'm a preaching to the fucking congregation, telling me nonsense. Akhandi munanganga useless. All the son of Connie me digress. To ADHD, see your madness. And I know you're judging me cause I'm high. Can't keep a job in a suit and tie. Can't keep time, but when it's my time, I know you all gonna testify. Have a moment of silence for the A students, working for the B students. For company as C students, in the land of the D students. Oh mama, now my E students. Uku inje wana dasa na my bands. Oh, you know the end justifies to me.
Yes, what's up? What's up, wonderful people? Thank you so much for joining us on today's session. I do hope you're doing wonderful, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. That is actually a wonderful jam, and it's by the one and only Bien. The name of the song is A Student, and on that particular jam, he was talking about how life is. Sometimes we do find the A students working for the B students in the companies owned by the C students, and life is just like that. You never know where this particular wave called life will take you. My name is Spikes, and in case you're joining us for the very first time over the weekends, we normally get to connect right here on this platform, and the goal is to learn Swahili together. So, in case you are interested, then it would be actually very important that you join us on this particular journey of us learning Swahili. And Swahili is a language that is spoken on the East African part of the continent, and it's actually gaining traction even in other parts of the continent. If you do go to the southern parts of the continent, you'll find that countries such as Zambia and Zimbabwe, some of the people there are also embracing the language. And I do hope that in the near future, maybe perhaps even South Africa, you will find so many speakers of the same language there. It's a language, a Bantu language that was started in the East African coast by the Bantu people. And it also came to grow because of the interaction between the Bantu people and the Arabs who came to conduct trade in the East African region. And therefore, you'll find some words borrowed from the Arabic language. And Swahili has that Arabic influence, but essentially it's a Bantu language. And it's spoken by over 200 million people on the African continent and off the African continent. My aspiration or my hope is that maybe perhaps someday you can have also the same language being spoken in places such as Brazil, because in Brazil that is where we have the biggest population of our people, all our black people outside the continent of Africa, and therefore I do hope that even Brazil in the near future they would be able to embrace this language, and not just the Brazil as well, but even in the Caribbean. We do hope that even in the Caribbean, places such as Jamaica and places such as all these other Caribbean islands, we do hope that they are also able to embrace a language, because that is also where we do have so many of our people, and it's a language that can connect us and unify us as a black people globally. And that is why we have chosen it among many other different languages, because on the African continent we do have about 1,500 languages, and all these languages, they represent different cultures, and we do see that the diversity is a good thing. We do celebrate cultural diversity and the languages, but then again, it is also important that we have one African language that can be embraced by all of us, and a language that can help us connect with our roots once again. So, thank you so much for your company. You can let me know where you're tuning in from. In Swahili, I would say karibu. And karibu simply means welcome. Welcome so much. If I do say karibu sana is just sana is a word for emphasis. And therefore, you would understand that that is you are much welcome. You are much welcome in Swahili. Much welcome. And I'll just try to put down some of these particular things that I do say. The phrase says, this is just a phrase. It says karibu sana. If someone told you karibu sana and they are simply telling you you are much welcome. And if at all they went a little bit further and said karibu sana nyumbani, it simply means you are very much welcome home. Welcome home. If someone says karibu nyumbani, karibu means welcome, but nyumbani means home. So if someone says karibu nyumbani, they mean welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. And if you are a lady, they would actually say karibu nyumbani dada. The DADA is for sister. It's for sister or for a lady, and therefore, if anyone was to welcome you into their home, and they simply say karibu sana dada, karibu nyumbani dada, they simply mean you're very much welcome home, sister. If you see karibu nyumbani ndugu, it means that you're much welcome brother, because ndugu means a brother, simply means a brother. And therefore, if someone says karibu ndugu, karibu sana ndugu, karibu sana ndugu, karibu sana ndugu, they simply mean welcome so much brother, welcome so much brother. That is simply how they would actually tell you. If you did knock on someone's door, maybe perhaps you're trying to figure out whether they're in their house or whether someone is at home, and you knocked on the door. You knocked once, there was no one to answer, and then you knocked twice, and then someone came up to the door and they opened their door and they told you karibu, njoo ndani, or ingia ndani. If someone says ingia means get inside, ingia means go inside, go inside. But if they say karibu sana ingia ndani means get inside, ingia ndani means go inside, ndani go inside, get inside, because inside is simply inside. Inside is simply ndani. Inside is simply ndani. Inside is simply ndani. But if you're talking about the outside, it's simply ndani. If someone says the toka nje is get outside. If someone says that is the opposite, get outside, or go outside, get outside, that would be toka nje. NJE is a simple word for outside. NJE is a simple word for outside. But in the case of just being polite and courteous and very hospitable, someone would say karibu ndani. Karibu ndani, it means welcome inside, just welcome inside. And they would open their door, and then they would tell you welcome inside. But if at all they're trying to tell you, or maybe they're trying to offer you some tea, and they want to know whether you want to have some tea or whether you want to have some coffee, they would ask, je, utakunywa chai? Je is just a cue. It shows that there is a question coming. Je, utakunywa chai? That would be, will you like to have some tea? Will you have some tea? Will you have some tea? Will you have some tea? That is simply the way they ask whether you would like to have some tea. They would ask, je, utakunywa chai? And remember, there are two answers, the affirmative and the negative. For the affirmative, if you're positive and you want to say yes, you would shake your head like this. That is in the African context or in the East African context. If you shake your head like this, it's understood to be yes. I didn't understand that if you're talking about the Indian culture and they did like this or they did like this, that means it's a yes. But in the African East African context, if someone did like this, they're signaling you and they're telling you yes. But if they did like this, they shook their head like this, that's a no. But if you're trying to report with the words, you would actually say ndio, ndio, ndio for yes, ndio for yes. Or you would say hapana, hapana for no. Hapana, hapana, that is for no. So if you knocked on someone's door, they told you karibu ndani dada, it means welcome inside sister. And then they would tell you karibu kiti, they mean simply have a seat, because kiti is a seat, kiti is a seat, kiti is a seat, kiti is a chair or a seat, So if someone says karibu kiti, karibu, they're welcoming you sit down, karibu kiti, they are simply welcoming you to have a seat, Karibu kiti, if someone says karibu kiti, they're asking you to have a seat. And then once you've had a seat, they might ask you, je, ungependa kunywa chai, or je, utakunywa chai? Je, utakunywa chai? Then you can respond in the positive or the affirmative. Say, ndio, nitakunywa chai means I will have some tea. I will have some tea. Nitakunywa chai. Kunywa is a root verb. Kunywa is a root verb. So the verb is kunywa. Kunywa means to drink. Kunywa means to drink. So that's the root verb. So if I say nitakunywa chai, then ni points to I. If I say ni takunywa chai, ni takunywa chai, ni ta kunywa chai, kunywa chai means I will have some tea. I will drink some tea. I will drink some tea. But because the ni points to self, you also have to ask yourself, what does the ta that comes as a prefix before the root verb mean? The ta is a tense marker, which means the present continuous, tense. And therefore, if someone is trying to tell you, it's not for the present continuous, it's for the future tense. The ta is a tense marker for the future tense. So the ni points to self. The ta points to the future, that is a tense marker for the future tense. And then kunywa is a root verb. And then chai, that is the object. What will you have? The object. Then that will be nitakunywa chai. It simply means I will have some tea. I will have some tea. It's not even difficult. I always do say that if you choose to learn Swahili, I think you can commit maybe a couple of months. Just commit a couple of months, and you will actually get good at Swahili if you're very, very much committed at that. Anyhow, we shall take a short break. We shall enjoy some music. It's actually by Bien as well. Bien is part of the Sauti Sol. The Sauti Sol, I think, everyone went a different way, but they are still going to come back later and work as a band. But they all have been doing wonderful music, Swahili music, English music. It's mixed, even in Sheng. But this jam is a solo project from an album which is known as Alusa, Why Are You Topless? And I understand that was Bian's mom asking why was he topless at some point. But anyhow, let's play this particular jam and then we shall get back and we shall continue with our class for Swahili. Let me know how you think about this particular song. For me, I think it's jamming. But
stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your meetings.
There she goes, blessing me with visual halo over your head. Take it off, take it off, take it off. Give it all to me, yeah. How you're standing so far, but you're pulling me closer, like a diamond in the dark. See the way that you're shining, it's the way that ride with nobody else but you. See nobody in this room. No, nobody else but you, darling. Got plans inside my mind. Don't want nobody else but you. Choose nobody else but you. See nobody else but you. How you're standing so far, but pulling me closer, like a diamond in the dark. See the way that you're shining, it's the way that you are. I don't feel like this often. Now you caught me off guard.
Yes, that's a jam by the one and only BN, and I would say that from his project, it's known as Lusa, Why Are You Topless? It's one of the projects that has a whole lot of a combination of sounds. I would not only say that it's a Kenyan sound. I think that is actually an African sound and a global sound as well, because he has also collaborated with artists from different places around the continent and even outside. And I remember at some point there was even a collaboration between Sauti Sol and India Re, and that was really a project that did. It was a really a jam. I think as we proceed, when we take another break, we shall be able to just play one of those particular tracks by India Re and Sauti Sol. But nonetheless, welcome back to class. And we were saying that if you're talking about having some tea, if you're talking about, yes, I want to have some tea, you would say, ndio, nitakunywa chai. And if you didn't want to have tea, you would say hapana, 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 sitaki chai. If someone says sitaki, sitaki simply means I don't want. And if someone is would ask you, why don't you want to have something? You might say sikatai chai lakini nimekunywa. Lakini means but. Lakini in Swahili, lakini simply means but. So therefore, someone might say sitaki chai lakini ningependa kunywa kahawa. So if someone says, no, I will not have tea, but I would like to have some coffee, that means but. If you're talking about but, you would say lakini nitakunywa kahawa. If someone says lakini nitakunywa kahawa, nitakunywa kahawa, it means but I will drink coffee. In Swahili, we call coffee kahawa. That is simply what it is. It's kahawa. If you're talking about milk, you want to drink some milk, you would say nitakunywa maziwa. Maziwa. That is milk. So if someone says nitakunywa maziwa, that means I will drink some milk. And in the same context, I was saying if you knocked on someone's door and they welcomed you inside, saying karibu ndani means welcome inside, and then they told you karibu kiti, it means have a seat, you welcome, have a seat, and then they asked you, je, utakunywa chai? You would respond either yes or no. You would say ndio nitakunywa chai, or you might say hapana, sitaki chai. So if you did say sitaki, it means I don't want. So there is also another word that is very, very similar to sitaki. It is sipati. Sipati, S-I-P-A. Sipati means I'm not finding. So, for example, if you're looking for an Uber or for a taxi, and in some places, for example, you're in places such as you came to Kenya, and you're outside the cities where they provide the taxi services, and someone is asking you, have you found a cab? Have you found a taxi? And you're telling them, no, I haven't found one. You would say, sipati, I cannot find. Sipati, taxi. Sipati, taxi. That means I'm not finding. I'm not able to find. I'm not getting one. I'm not getting a cab. Sipati, taxi. That is simply how you'd find. And in some cases, we do not have Swahili words for particular things. For example, a taxi. I don't think we have a word for direct translation for taxi, but anyhow, that is even for what do you call a mobile phone? A mobile phone is known as Lununu, but they are quite recent. Some of these words are not original, but what happens is that a language keeps on growing even as time goes on. A language is not something static. Those that have done courses such as anthropology, then you would realize that as culture gets to evolve, the words spoken in the languages also gets to evolve, and therefore some words that were not in the original Swahili context might now be found in the Swahili language right now, even though they were not originally in that language. And that is just the way language works. Some words we do say zimepitwa na wakati, or they become like extinct in that language, and then some new words are actually now being found, because language is a dynamic thing. Yes, language is actually a very, very dynamic thing. So when it comes to now, for example, if someone is offering you food, I'm just giving conversational context. For example, you knock to someone's door, you're visiting someone, maybe you're visiting a distant relative, or you're visiting a friend, and they told you karibu ndani, or they told you karibu kiti, which means have a seat, and then they ask you, je utakunywa chai? Je utakunywa chai? You would respond and say, ndio nipe chai. Ndio nipe chai. If someone is asking whether you'll have tea, and then you just told them ndio, ndio nipe chai, that means yes, give me tea. Yes, give me tea. Because that is what they are offering you. They're asking you, you'd like to have some tea, and then they're asking, je, utakunywa chai? And then you say, yes, I'll have some tea. You would say, or you say, ndio nipe chai. That would be yes in the affirmative. Give me some tea. Give me some tea, or give me tea. Or if they're asking you whether you'd like to have coffee, you would say, je, utakunywa kahawa? Because kahawa is a Swahili word for coffee, kahawa. So you might say, nipe kahawa. For N-I-P-E, nipe means give me. Nipe means give me. Or you might also say nipatie. You might also say nipatie. Nipatie, if you say nipatie, and then you follow it up with the object, it also means give me. So if you did say nipatie mkate, nipatie mkate. For example, you're at a diner or a cafe, and then you say nipatie mkate or nipe mkate. Mkate simply is a Swahili word for bread. Is a Swahili word for bread. So therefore, if you did say nipatie mkate, it means you want to eat bread. You want to get some bread. So you say nipe mkate, nipe mkate. Tafadhali. Tafadhali is a very, very common word. It's for being courteous. So give me bread, please. That is how you would say, because tafadhali simply is a way you do say. Tafadhali simply is a way you do say please. P-E-L-E-S. You do say tafadhali. Tafadhali. So if someone says tafadhali dada, it means please sister. If someone says tafadhali ndugu, it means please brother. If someone says tafadhali mama, it simply means please mom. If someone says tafadhali baba, P-A-P-A, it simply means please father. Please father. If someone says tafadhali kaka nisikize kidogo, that would be please brother, give me a listen, or listen to me. So on skiza is S-I-K-Z-A. Skiza is listen. Sikiza is listen. So if someone says sikiza, there's a word that comes after that. That is kidogo. Kidogo is also a word that shows quantity, but it's a quantitative rather. Yes. So you would say sikiza kidogo, sikiza kidogo. That would be listen a little, listen while, or listen a little, or listen a little, because kidogo simply means a bit. Kidogo, Kido, it simply means a bit. Kidogo simply means a bit. Kidogo simply means a bit, and that is how you would actually saying that in case you're talking about something in a small quantity or in a small amount, you would actually say kidogo. So therefore, if someone says nipe chai kidogo, kidogo means a little or just a bit, a little or just a bit. And if you're talking about maybe perhaps give me some a little coffee, you'd say nipe kahawa kidogo. So whatever you say after the word before the word kidogo, it means you just want a little bit of that. You just want a little bit of whatever it is that you just said kidogo of, and it's not even difficult. I always do say that Swahili is a language that you can learn maybe perhaps within a couple of months, and if at all you were very very much committed, then you would be able to actually enjoy the language very very well. It's not difficult, it's very very easy, and you can enjoy that particular one very very well. We shall take a short break once again, and this time I will actually play you the jam that I promised. It's actually by the one and only Saudi Soul and India. The name of the jam is known as My Everything. So let me know how you think about this. If it's jamming, or if it's not, let me play you this one.
Every girl deserves to feel like a star. And I know you are. I know you are. Every girl deserves to feel like a star. And I know you are. I know you are. I knew you are when I met you. Nilitamani nikupeleke kwetu. Good vibes and I'm grateful. Hapa nitapanda mbegu. You deserve to feel things you never felt before. Love you like I never did before. You don't know what's in store for you. Melanin and so much more. Heavy is your crown. The way you hold me down. I hope I never let you down, my love. Every girl deserves to feel like a star. And I know you are. I know you are. I know you are. Every girl deserves to feel. Every girl deserves to feel like a star. And I know you are. I know you are. I know you are.
I knew who you were when I met you. That one day I would be able to say yes to you. Good vibes and I'm grateful. It's obvious to me that you're special. I'm ready to give like I never did before. Love you like it's an open door. You don't know what's in store for you. Melanin and so much more for you. Heavy is your crown, and still you hold me down. I ain't gonna ever let you down, my love. Every man deserves to feel like a king. You're my everything. You're my everything. Every man deserves to feel. Every man deserves to feel like a king. You're my everything. You're my everything. My everything. My everything.
Yes, and that is right there. I hope that you got to enjoy that particular one. And so I was just saying that the jam is actually by one and only India. So in case you're just wondering who that was Sauti and India. And the name of jam is known as My Everything, My Everything. And on that particular one, on the video, there is what you call in Swahili mpenzi mtazamaji, or the dear viewer. What was happening on that particular one, I think, is that the Sauti Sol team, they were actually just there. I think it was shot in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. That jam came out a couple of years ago. Let me just check how many years ago that was. But India, I think she delivered on her part. It's a very interesting jam. Yet it came out 4 years ago, and that was through Universal Music. So I think the video was shot in Ghana, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So yes, I was saying that if you're talking about come here, listen a little, listen a while, you would say kuja hapa unisikize kidogo, kuja hapa unisikize kidogo. That would be come here and listen a while, kuja hapa, and kuja hapa, come here and listen a while, skize kidogo. So when it comes to learning Swahili, it's not difficult. I did say if you're saying yes and something is in the positive, you would actually just say ndio, and you shake your head like this, say ndio. If it's no and you didn't want nothing to do with that, you would say no. You would say hapana, or you can also say la, L-A, la. La means no in that context. And if you're just trying to emphasize that it's no, then you would say la hasha, just like they do in the coastal towns of Mombasa, Lamu, Kilifi, Zanzibar, Dar es Salaam, and other places like that. So I don't know if you've been following world news and what is happening with Tanzania. Tanzania is where we do have the most speakers of Swahili, because that is where we do have the language being set as a national language and also as the official language in Tanzania. And what has happened this week on Wednesday, the elections were conducted in Tanzania. But what had happened earlier before even these elections were conducted is that there was what we call the arrest. There was an arrest of the opposition leader. His name is Tindi Lusu. And what did happen is that he was charged with terrorism. And therefore, he was barred from participating in the elections. This same move has actually been attested even in Uganda. In Uganda, the opposition leader, his name is Kiza Besigye, that is Uganda is a neighbor to Tanzania. Is in the East African community. So even in Uganda, there was the arrest of this leader. His name is Kiza Besigye. And he was also arrested, and the charges were terrorism, domestic terrorism charges. And therefore, he has been barred from participating in elections. The same thing, the script was borrowed, but this time it was actually taken to Tanzania, where the leader herself, she has been the president, the incumbent. Her name is Samia Suluhu. What has happened is that now the Tanzanians were tired of the sham. This was not any election. It was just a sham. And people did protest. They took to the streets to express their disapproval of these elections. And there was a state of emergency that was declared in this country. And apart from the state of emergency, there was also many arrests that were done. And also social media was actually restricted, communication on social media, the communications are put out. And this also affected business because, most businesses these days rely on social media and the internet. So when you put out the internet, it means that the businesses are actually affected to a very, very large degree. But anyhow, that is what it was. Right now, what we have seen is that at some point, people, you cannot lie and conduct yourself in a particular way and hope people will actually buy whatever the bullshit that you are actually selling to them. But anyhow, yes, we continue with our Swahili class. We do continue. And what we are saying is that what you do happen to realize is that in Swahili, we do have 5 vowels. We do have 5 vowels. And these vowels in Swahili, they are the R, A, E, or O. These are the vowels in Swahili. And these vowels, they are actually very, very easy to remember because what you do have in Swahili is that they are syllables. And these syllables are actually made up of, Swahili words are actually made up of syllables with alternating vowel sounds. They are made up of syllables with alternating vowel sounds. And what I want to look at right now, I want to look at Swahili verbs. And these are some of the most common Swahili verbs that you need to know. And we shall get straight into that. So that we can go through these particular verbs. And these are the verbs that I'm talking about. The number 1 verb is kufanya. Kufanya simply means to do. If someone says unataka kufanya nini, it means what do you want to do. So the doing is fanya. So to do, the TO2, that is represented by KU. So you would say syllable ku for two. And then if you're talking about to do, you would say kufanya. And if you're talking about to be, then you would say kuwa. That means to be or to become. So therefore, if someone was asking a child, what do you want to become when you grow up? Then they would actually simply say, unataka kuwa nini ukisha kuwa mtu mzima? Unataka kuwa nini? That would be what do you want to become? And if you talk about kusema, the kusema in Swahili, to say, that translates into kusema. So if someone says unataka kusema nini, unataka kusema nini, they are simply asking, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? So apart from that, we have another common verb, which is kuja. Kuja. If someone says kuja sasa, kuja means to come. So kuja means come. So if someone says kuja sasa, it means come over now. Come over now. But the opposite of that is kwenda. Kwenda. Or kuenda, because the root verb there is enda. So kwenda means to go. Kwenda means to go. If someone says ninataka kuenda shule, ninataka kuenda shule, it means I want to go to school, because shule in Swahili translates into school. So if someone says ninataka kuenda shule, it means I want to go to school. The next one is kuweza kufanya. Kuweza kufanya is a phrase. It means to be able to do, because we have connected two of them. Kuweza is to be able, and kufanya means to do. So to be able to do, you would actually say kuweza kufanya. But if it's in the negative, you would say singeweza kufanya. That means I was not able to do. The other one, which is very popular, a phrase, a common verb in Swahili, is kuona. Kuona simply means to see. Kuona simply means to see, and therefore, if someone says ninataka kuona dada yako, it means I want to see your sister. If someone says ningependa kuona mama yako, that means I would like to see your mother. If someone says ningependa kuona mwalimu wako, it means I would love to see your teacher or the tutor. So kuona means to see. So the root verb there is ona, O-N-A, ona, which means to see. In the same context, you might say kuongea. Kuongea, it means to speak. Kuongea, it means to speak. So if it says ninataka kuongea nawe, it means I would like to speak with you. But we move from that and jump into the other one, which is kutuma. Kutuma means to send. So someone says ninataka kutuma pesa, it means I want to send money. But apart from that, we go into the next one, which is a phrase. If you say kuwa na, it means to have. So if it says ningependa kuwa na gari kubwa, it means I would like to have a big car. If you said ningependa kuwa na simu nzuri, that means I would love to have a good phone. If someone says ninataka kuwa na wewe, it means I would like to be with you. But anyhow, if you go to the next one is kuchukua. The root verb there is chukua. So if someone says chukua means take. If someone says chukua mzigo, it means to take the luggage. If someone says chukua kitabu, it means take the book. If someone says chukua simu, it means to take the phone. If someone says chukua pesa, it means to take the money. But if you say kuchukua, it means to take. If you move from that and go into waiting, if you talk about to wait, I will wait for you, you would say nitakungoja, because kungoja means to wait. Nitakungoja means to wait. Apart from that, you would say, if you talk about to meet in Swahili, you normally do say kukutana. So therefore, if someone says nina furaha kukutana nawe, it means I am happy to meet you. I am pleased to meet you. Nina furaha kukutana nawe. That means I am pleased to meet you. If someone is talking about this other verb, which means to live, you would say kuishi. It's kuishi, because that means to live. If someone says unataka kuishi wapi, that would be where do you want to live. Kuishi means to live. So if you're talking about thinking, you would say fikiri or fikiria. So if you talk about to think, you would say kufikiria. So someone might say fikiria vizuri, that means think well or think better. Think well or think better or think more. Fikiria zaidi, someone says kufikiria zaidi, it means to think more. Apart from that, we have the other verb, which is kupa, K-U-P-A, K-U-P-A. That would be to give, to give, to give. So therefore, if someone said, ninataka kukupa, kukupa, it means to give, kukupa, because kupa means give. But if you do say nipe, it means give me. Nipe, that would mean give me. If someone says nipe, that simply means give me. If someone says nipe chakula, that will be give me food. Give me food. If someone says nipe pesa, nipe pesa, that would be give me money. Give me money. If someone says nipe kitabu, that is another example, then that would be give me a book. Give me a book. Give me a book. If someone says nipe kitabu changu, that would be give me my book. If someone says nipe pesa yangu, it means give me my money. If someone says nipe chakula changu, it means give me my food. And those are some of the ways in which you are able to express yourself when you are asking for something. Nipe is give me. So on my side, if I said kukupa or kupa, that would mean to give, to give, to give. If I said nataka kukupa pesa or kukupatia pesa, then that would be I want to give you some money. I want to give you some money. And it's not difficult. It's very, very easy. Remember, on the African continent, Swahili is the most spoken language, and therefore it is only sensible for us on the Blackwood Fire to actually teach you some Swahili. And it's very, very important that you get to have at least one language, that one African language that you're conversant with and that you can even speak or communicate in, so that it makes things much easier for you to be able to reconnect with the roots. And that is why we normally do organize and have these particular classes. Thank you so much. We never take your company for granted, and we are always about teaching with love and teaching with the goal of unifying our people. That is why we do it. If someone wants to ask, why do you people keep on teaching Swahili, or what interest is there in you teaching Swahili? Is because we want to unify our people, and we want to establish a way that you can just get to an easy way that you can get to reconnect with your roots, and that is simply why we do it. So we go back to these particular verbs. These particular verbs, they are not easy. Sorry, they are not difficult to understand. So we are talking about the other one, which is kuishi. We have said kuishi means to live. Kufikiria, it means to think. Kupa means to give. Kupata, P-A-T-A, kupata, it simply means to receive, So if I said, ninataka kupata pesa, it means I want to receive money. If someone says, ninataka kukupa pesa, it means I want to give you money. If someone says, ninataka kukupatia mzigo, kukupa mzigo, it means to give you a luggage. And then we go to the next verb, which is kujua. Kujua simply means to know. Kujua simply means to know. If someone says, ninataka kujua jina lako, kujua means to know. So if someone says, ninataka means I want. Kujua, we have seen right here means to know. So someone says, ninataka kujua jina lako. Jina means a name. So you would say, someone would say, I want to know your name. That would be ninataka kujua jina lako. And we did say, like last time, if at all you're trying to just introduce yourself, you would simply say, jina langu ni Spikes. That would be jina langu ni Spikes. That is, my name is Spikes. Jina langu ni Spikes. That is, my name is Spikes. But if I was to ask you, how about yourself? I would say, Je, wewe. That would be, how about you? But if someone says, ninataka kujua jina lako, that would be, I want to know your name. Ninataka kujua jina lako. That is simply how you say, I want to know your name. And someone would respond and they would respond and say, jina langu ni Spikes, or jina langu ni, and then they put whatever their name is on that particular platform. They might say, jina langu ni Spikes, jina langu ni Andrew, jina langu ni Mary, jina langu ni Alex, whatever the name that would be, then you would simply just place it there. But you can also ask someone, Je, wewe. Je, wewe simply means, how about you? How about you? And like I did say, if someone wants to say, I'm pleased to meet you, they would say nina furaha. They would say nina furaha kukuona. That means I'm happy to see you. And if it means, if you're talking about I'm pleased to see you, then simply you would say nina furaha kukuona. Because for Swahili, when you talk about joy or happiness, you would say furaha. F-U-R-A-H-A, furaha. So if someone says, jina langu ni Spikes, that means my name is Spikes. And then they ask, Je, wewe. Je, wewe simply means, how about you? And then you say, jina langu ni Mary, or jina langu ni Andrew, or jina langu ni Alex, whatever your name is, you tell them. And then you might say, I am pleased to meet you. That will be, nina furaha kukuona. But if you want to say, I am pleased to meet you, or I'm pleased to see you today, I am pleased to see you today. Today in Swahili, it's just like you would say, you will spell Leo, the star sign, but you say Leo. So you would say, nina furaha kukuona leo. Nina furaha kukuona leo. So these are 25 common Swahili verbs, I have said. If you're talking about kwenda, it means to go. Kuja, it means to come. Kuona means to see. So if someone says nina furaha kukuona leo, it simply means I am happy to see you today. And if you're talking about kujua simply means to know. Jua is a root verb, so it's J-U-A on this one, J-U-A. So if someone says kujua, ninataka kujua jina lako, it means I want to know your name, and therefore you can introduce yourself and say, jina langu ni Spikes, jina langu ni Mary, jina langu ni Andrew, jina langu ni Alex, jina langu ni Elizabeth, jina langu ni whatsoever your name is. You can actually just introduce yourself as that. The other verb is kutengeneza, from the root verb tengeneza. Tengeneza means to make. If someone says, ninataka kutengeneza meza, it means I want to make a table. If someone says, ninataka kutengeneza nyumba, it means I want to make a house. If someone says, ninataka kutengeneza nywele, it means, if a lady says, ninataka kutengeneza nywele, it means that they want to make their hair, want to plait it or whatever, style it. That is the way they would say it. If someone says, ninataka kutengeneza nguo, it means I want to make a dress, because nguo simply means a clothing. And then we also do have kutumia. Kutumia means to use. Tumia means to use. So if someone says, unaweza tumia kitabu changu. Tumia is a T-U-M-I-A. Tumia. It's T-U-M-I-A. Tumia means to use. If someone says ninataka kutumia simu yako, ninataka kutumia simu yako, it means they want to use your phone. They want to use your phone, but anyhow, a phone is a personal effect, so I don't know why someone will be boring to use your phone, but yes, if someone says tumia, it simply means to use, to use. If someone says ningependa kutumia simu yako, that means I would like to use your phone. I would like to use your phone. So that becomes tumia, because tumia is a root verb, so that becomes to use. It becomes to use, and it's not difficult. It's just the way it is. So thank you so much for joining us for class. Remember, if you would like to get a copy of the Swahili notes, I would be more than happy to do so. You can write me an email, blackhotfireafrica at gmail.com, and you can let me know, and I will just send you a copy of those notes. It's quite simple notes that we have put together to help you learn Swahili. And you can also bring up, if in case you're not available over the weekends and you want to schedule your class for some other different time, a customized class, depending on your timing, the convenient or the suitable time for you, then we can actually also look into that. But also, just write me an email. I will be happy to share with you the notes for that. And also, maybe perhaps I would love to know sometime where you are tuning in from, because we are coming live from Kenya. And I did say that the Swahili language is spoken widely right here in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Uganda, in Burundi, in Rwanda, in a bit of the northern part of Zambia that borders Tanzania. You'll also find Swahili being spoken there. Even in Lusaka itself, you'll find Swahili being spoken there. And you can also find Swahili being widely spoken in the DRC Congo. I have interacted with people from the DRC Congo, brothers and sisters, mostly brothers from the DRC Congo. The Swahili is what we call broken, quote unquote, broken Swahili. But yes, they are able to communicate in Swahili. Some of the artists there, they do make their music in Swahili. So even if you to go to the DRC, even though many people don't fancy, any trip to the DRC because of the fighting and the wars, but places such as Kinshasa, where there is a relative, not relative, but it's safe in Kinshasa, you will be able to find so many speakers of this beautiful language, apart from French, because French is the main language not the main language, but it's widely spoken. But you'll also find Swahili also being very prominent in that country. So yes, let me know where you're tuning in from. I would be more than glad to know. And these are a few more. We also have a few more verbs. We're talking about kusoma. Kusoma means to study. Kusoma means to study or to learn, because the root verb is soma. So if someone says soma kitabu, it means read a book or study that book. If someone says soma lugha ya Kiswahili, that means study Swahili or to learn Swahili. If someone says soma Swahili or soma Kiswahili, it means just learn Swahili. If someone says soma gazeti, gazeti is a newspaper. If someone says soma gazeti, that means you're reading a newspaper. If I did say ninataka kusoma gazeti ya leo, that means I want to read today's newspaper. So if someone says nilisahau kusoma ujumbe wako, that means I forgot to read your message. You can also say soma barua. That means to read a letter. I don't know if people these days still have letters like they used to have with the post office letters era. These days people really hardly read letters. But anyway, we talk about also kula. Kula is very, very popular. We have talked about it so many times. Kula means to eat. So if someone says ninataka kula chakula, it simply means I want to eat some food. Ninataka kula chakula, it simply means I want to eat some food. Then if you're talking about drinking, we say kunywa. So therefore someone would say ninataka kunywa, then that will be followed by whatever they want to drink. If they want to drink water, they say kunywa maji, maji for drink water. For drink water. So if someone says ninataka kunywa maji, it means I want to drink water. Ninataka kunywa maji, it means I want to drink water. If someone says ninataka kula chakula, it means I want to eat, because kula, K-U-L-A, means to eat, while K-U-N-Y-N-W-A means kunywa, means to drink. That is simply how you put it together. When you're trying to request for something to eat, when you're trying to request for something to drink, that is simply how you would put it. And it's not even difficult. It's very, very easy. So I think those are the 15 common or popular verbs. There are many others that you could add. But I think for today we can basically just leave it there. But if you do have a question, I would say Uliza, Luiza for ask. So if you do have a question, kindly do ask. You can ask any question regarding what you have learned. And then I think in our next class, we'll do more verbs, and we can also do learn pronouns. And apart from that, also do a bit of the adverbs as well. But yes, in case you do have a question, please ask. In case you do have a question, please ask. So it's say uliza swali tafadhali. Uliza swali tafadhali. It means please ask a question. Please ask a question. In case you do have any, I would be more than glad to respond to your question regarding any of the things that you have learned right here. I will be more than glad to respond to your question. So if you do have any question, please ask. If not, then we shall end it right there. And remember to subscribe to the official network platform. It's www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. Once you are on there, you can patronize the platform. You can buy yourself a t-shirt on there, a hat, a baseball hat, cap. You can buy yourself a hoodie, anything that you love on there. You can be able to do so by visiting www.blackhotfirenetwork.com. www.blackhotfire. We also have different programs that get to run through that particular platform. You can check them out. Also on Rumble and BitChute as well, Black Hot Fire. And it would be our delight to have you also join us on there as well. So thank you so much from wherever you might be tuning from. I want to thank you and wish you a happy and a productive day ahead, rest of the day ahead. And this is a new month of November, so I'm wishing you success in all your endeavors, whatever you choose to pursue. I hope that it bears fruits, and I hope that you make progress, because now you only have a few days left into the year to conclude this one. But I do hope that whatever your aspirations were at the start of the year, that you are achieving them, and that you are doing it in utmost health, and you are well. And thank you so much for taking the time to learn Swahili with us. We do hope that we continue the journey with you. Tomorrow we do the same. We shall continue with our classes tomorrow. Same place, same time, right here on the Black Hot Fire Network, on YouTube, on Rumble, on BitChute. And we wish that you are able to join us, and also invite your friends to join us as we do these classes, because communication is about community. It's about family. You cannot learn a language and communicate through the languages to yourself. You have to do it with people, with friends, with colleagues, with family, and that will be the way to go, because it'll help you to keep you accountable on your journey. Much peace and love. I would say kwaheri, which means goodbye. Much peace and love. Kwaheri ya kuonana. See you next time. Take care of yourselves.